Minimalism is a polarizing design style where those who love it really love it and those who hate it absolutely hate it. All you need to do is just take a stroll through the comment section on a few of my videos and you can see people voicing their disdain for the style, such as, it's not feeling homely, it looks like a hospital room, it's cold, soulless, empty. I could go on, but you probably don't want an entire video of me reading mean comments. Minimalism began as an art movement in the 1960s, but architecturally speaking, it was born from the Bauhaus and International style being developed in the 1920s and 30s. International style was about rejecting functionless ornamentation, and instead the focus was on using industrialized materials such as glass, steel, and reinforced concrete, with the form and the look of the building being derived from the functional layout and express material and structure. You could say minimalism goes even further back with strong ties to Japanese history and Zen philosophy, which is inner freedom and peace through simplicity. Glass, concrete, and steel can feel quite cold, especially with white walls, a grey couch, and a black cushion. But minimalism isn't about white on black on grey. Without going into too much detail, as I have a whole video on it, minimalist architecture is about simple and functional forms, clean lines, no ornamentation, and a limited material palette. That palette can theoretically be anything so long as it's still limited and restrained. The push for whites and blacks just feels like a very simple and easy way to achieve that minimalist aesthetic. Now, I've even flipped through the minimalist rule book a few times and I don't see anything that explicitly states that it has to be white and black. You can check it out for yourself. There is this idea of warm minimalism, which builds upon these ideas while avoiding interiors that could come across as cold and uninviting. How you approach this will depend on whether you're focused on minimalist architecture, the interior design style, or perhaps the lifestyle of minimalism. But generally, it's about adding some warm tones into the home. Instead of a pure white plasterboard wall, cream or beige may be favoured, or something textured like a lime wash. And you can look at incorporating more timber, such as oak, for your floors, walls, or even ceilings, avoiding the more grey, unnatural looking timbers. In fact, the only time the timber should be grey is if it's been beautifully weathered. But if you prefer something like brick or stone, again, just avoid the cooler and darker tones and look at the creams and the warm colours. Concrete, steel and glass can still be used, and more often than not, when paired against a timber, for example, can provide a nice soft contrast. Scandinavian and Japanese homes and interiors do a great job of balancing the homely warmth with the restraint and intentionality of minimalism. Minimalism is more than the colour and the material, but this is something that we notice right away. We don't recognise the cornice-free wall-ceiling junction before we spot the colour of the wall. Likewise, we typically don't perceive the form of the home before noticing the external cladding. When we walk into a home, more often than not, we see and feel the colours and textures, which includes also the furniture, the artwork, and the decor. And when a lot of this is removed, it can be quite jarring, unnatural, and actually feels a little bit uncomfortable. So are the comments stating that a minimalist home feels like a hospital room warranted? Yes, but also no. Yes, in the sense that if that particular style of home isn't your style, sure, make a comment. But just remember that some people may think your home is tacky, dated, old, cluttered. Our homes should be an expression of our individuality, our personal tastes and interests. And some people not only prefer it, but love minimalism. What may feel cold and soulless to you is someone else's sanctuary.